I'm sure that most of you all are familiar with Airbnb. It's basically a community of people who rent out their own private homes for others to stay in, kind of like hotels. Here in Los Angeles, you can spend thousands of dollars per night to stay in a luxurious mansion like this one. But I was curious about something. What is the cheapest Airbnb in Southern California? So I did some research, and this is what I found. For just $15 a night, I can stay here, a cozy little spot with a view of Angel Stadium. It also comes with the free use of a shopping cart and a complimentary massage. Now, that obviously wasn't a real Airbnb, but it is one of the real reasons I'm leaving California. The homeless situation here is getting worse by the minute. I was stopped at a red light the other day, and there was a homeless person begging on every corner of the intersection. Where I live in Santa Clarita, it used to be rare to see a homeless person, but now I almost see one every day. The Guardian reported that California is home to more than half of all the people living in the streets in America. Quote, at least 113,660 of those counted were classified as unsheltered, making California home to more than half of all people without shelter in America and the only state where more than 70% of the homeless population is unsheltered. By comparison, just 5% of New York's homeless population was unsheltered. Homelessness is on the rise here in California, and it's being driven by the increase in the number of people who are living on the streets. And what's sad is that all the people who run California call themselves compassionate liberals as they sit by and let these people, who are mostly drug addicts with mental health issues, wither away under bridges and on sidewalks. And even worse than that, their policies not only make it easier for these people to stay on the streets, their compassion runs so deep that they'll provide these homeless junkies with free clean needles to shoot up. Of course, if they caught me with an open beer walking down the street, I would get fined hundreds of dollars and possibly arrested for public intoxication. Another reason I'm getting my family the heck out of California is because crime is on the rise, and especially violent crime. Like most major cities run by Democrats, the number of homicides in Los Angeles are increasing. The statistics do suggest that nonviolent crimes are declining, which would be a good thing if you could trust those numbers. How many stories have you heard recently about a store being robbed and the perp being allowed to just walk away? You see, only reported crimes are calculated to make up the crime rate. So crimes like the trains being looted in Los Angeles are not likely counted. And that's why you can't trust the numbers. Violent crimes, on the other hand, like homicide, are always reported, and that's why they can't fudge those numbers. The third reason I'm getting out of Dodge is because the education system here in California is terrible. Parents don't have a say in what their kids learn. They don't have a say in which school their children attend. And they don't even have a say in whether or not their teenage daughter can have an abortion. This according to the ACLU. Quote, "Can I have an abortion without my parents' permission?" Yes, in California, minors have the right to consent to an abortion on their own. You do not need anyone's permission, not your parents or guardians, nor your boyfriends or partners, to have an abortion. Can you imagine noticing over the years that around the same date, your daughter seems to get depressed, only to find out that on that date, her guidance counselor in high school took her to get an abortion when she was 16? That's legal in California. Or what about noticing that your son seems too old not to have gone through puberty yet? And then he tells you that he's been secretly transitioning to be a girl without your knowledge or consent. Again, that's legal in California. And now for the last reason I'm running for the door, taxes. It's expensive to live in California. This state ranks in the top 10 in almost every category of highest tax rates. Their income tax has the highest top marginal rate in the nation at 13.3%. They have the highest gas tax at 68 cents per gallon, which is about $10 every time you fill up. And that's a tax that hurts the lowest income earners the most. They have the second highest cigarette tax in the nation, which leads to smuggling. 43% of cigarettes consumed in the state are smuggled in from somewhere else. That's second to New York, where more than half of the cigarettes smoked come from somewhere else. Not to mention, it's the reason that the police were hassling Eric Garner the day he died in their custody. California's corporate tax is the 9th highest in the nation, and their sales tax is the 8th highest in the nation. What's funny about California is that while it has more billionaires living here than in any other state, and every dollar over $1 million that a wealthy person makes is taxed an extra 1% to be used for treating mental health issues, everywhere you go, you see another crazy person muttering to themselves, living on the streets. And that brings us full circle. The 4 main reasons I'm leaving California is crime is on the rise, the state wants full control of your kids, taxes are way too high, and the homeless are allowed, if not encouraged, to do their drugs and drop their deuces on the sidewalk outside of their makeshift tents. What's sad is that my joke at the beginning of this video was almost believable because it really is that bad here. And that's why next month I'm taking my family to Idaho. And that's the simple truth.
Are you ready for that massage now, sir? Huh?
Fun fact, did you know that the cost of renting a U-Haul truck here in California is about twice what it costs in other states? Do you know why? Because no one is moving to California. To get the trucks back, they have to fly workers to where the trucks are so they can drive them back to California and get them ready for the next group of people who are fleeing this sinking ship. Hey guys, thanks for watching. And if you all want to support this channel, check out the links in the description and let's keep putting some common sense back into the great debate.